Okay.
Go ahead.
Hi, this is Emperor Nadu. Today we are discussing about the vitamins. So first of all, coming to the vitamins, so some are the fat soluble vitamins and water soluble vitamins. So water soluble vitamins are B, C. These are the water soluble vitamins, and fat soluble vitamins are A, D, E, K. These are the fat soluble vitamins. So water soluble vitamins are B, and coming to the B, so B1 and B2, B3 and B5 and B7 and B9 and B10. So this B1 is the thiamine, B2 is the flavin, and B3 is the niacin, and B5 is the pantene, and B7 is the biotin, and B9 is folic acid, and B12 is the cobalamin. So coming to today we are discussing about the folic acid. So folic acid, first of all we will discuss about these are the iron containing folic acid. So this is present in mostly present in the iron part. So for this present in the major sources leafy vegetables, and it is abundant also. There is a major like pattern ring. This consists of three parts. Those are the photosynthesis in nature present in the polyglutamate. 5 to 7 glutamates are attached to the patrial groups. So coming to the folacin, this is the folacin, this name given to the compounds containing folic acid, and antibodies also this monoglutamine formed, and antibodies jejunum and transported to the liver, and coenzymes is formed by the tetrafolic acid. So tetrahydrofolic acid formation, the first the 7 to 7 8 dihydrofolic acid form. So second like this is the 5 6 8 5 6 7 8, this is the tetrahydrofolic acid formed by catalyzed by NADH dependent folate reductase. So tetrahydrofolic is the carrier as one of the one carbon groups, and one carbon groups compounds are organic molecules and that contains actually single carbon atom. So one carbon atom is attached to the 5/5 or 10th or 5th or 10th of N formats. So the general functions of folic acid, like we will discuss, like beneficial preventing the cancer. So how preventing cancer is, this is a cancer cells H. pylori virus. So one of the fifth reduction, like reduced folic acid is given. So reduce the homocysteine levels and prevents the coronary artery disease. Folic acid deficiency, like these are some of the causing deficiency, like folate deficiency in pregnancy requirements more defective absorption, sprue, sialic and gluten, and induced enterotherapy, and rejection of jejunum and gastroileostomy. Then polycystic glutamate in diet, and antibodies only monoglutamate, and enzyme cleaves polyglutamate to monoglutamates. So but drug like inhibits these enzymes like hydrin and dylanine and phenyl and phenobarbital. No antibodies in these patients, like hemolytic anemia. Antibodies vegetable in the diet, and for the prolonged period deficiency like GIT, vomitings, and pain in abdomen pain, and like also diarrhea, some other conditions. So finally, like assay, coming to the biochemical assay, the normal serum folic acid levels is 20 nanograms per ml. So 20 micrograms per packed cells ml. So radioimmunoassay measurement like histidine load test and 5 grams for histidine. So urine is collected 24 hours, and normally 35 milligrams, and figlu, the palminoglutamic acid is excreted in, but it is folic acid deficiency more excreted in peripheral blood pressure and macrocytic anemia. So what are the recommended dietary elements? So recommended dietary elements are 200 micrograms per day. So 400 micrograms per day pregnancy and lactation. Deficiency manifestations like DUMP not converted to the TMP, like TMP is not available in the DNA synthesis, like cell division arrested, cell rapidly dividing are affected, bone marrow and intestinal cells. So coming to macrocytic anemia, this is macrocytic anemia. Most characteristic features of folic acid deficiency: mature os like eosinophil cytoplasm and mature nucleus, and reduced production, increased hemolysis, and leads to anemia and folic acid deficiency, leukopenia and thrombocytopenia. These are the conditions in macrocytic anemia. So folic acid antagonists. What are the folic acid antagonists? Sulfonamides, and these are the analogs of para amino benzoic acid. These are bacterial residue. So like folate reductase, and pyrimethamine, like aminopterin. Like aminopterin is powerful inhibitor of folate reductase. So some of the conditions we will talking about these things about the folic acid. So today we will talking about the cobalamin. So what are the cobalamin is the major B12. So what are the major, like it is also water soluble and heat soluble. It is in red color, like it contains like 4.35% of cobalt is by weight. So it contains of C63 and the structure is C63 and 14N. One cobalt is pyrrole rings. The coordinate a cobalt atom is called as chlorine ring. So this cobalamin, there is a similarity between the chlorine ring and the pyrrole ring. And fifth valency about cobalt is covalently linked to substitute benzoyl ring. So then the ring is called cobalamin. The cobalt, sixth valency of the cobalt is by cyanide, hydroxyl, adenosine and methyl. So cyanocobalamin and hydroxymethylcobalamin. So it is adenocobalamin. These are the things. Source. What are the source? So these are the source majorly in animal source like liver, egg, curd, like fish. These are the major source. So recommended dietary allowance 1 to 2 micrograms per day, and those who take the folic acid should take B12 elderly supplementations. So B12 absorption requires the ileum and gastric parenchymal cells and glycoproteins. Molecular weight is 50,000 mils. So the B12 is complex is formed intrinsic factors digestive like mucosal and B12 is carried throughout the transcobalamin and transferred stored in liver as the form is the cobalamin combination with the transcobalamin and transcholine and methylcobalamin. So how next abnormal homocysteine levels is methylcobalamin is the demethylations and neurological deficiency like subacute combinations degeneration called unique manifestations of B12 and mistakes mistaken are for diabetic nephropathy and neuropsychiatric disorder and lateral posterior and columns are called affected. There is sensory and motor neuron distributions. So criticospinal tracts and hyperactivity tendons, reflexes and posterior column affected and loss of position vibrating the sensation seen. So both motor and sensory systems are affected. Subacute combined degenerative defect may be due to the defect of these things. So finally what we will talking about the causes. So what are the vitamin B12 causes? Common India, especially vegetarians, the decrease the absorption, decrease the absorption gastrectomy and resections of ileum and blind loop syndrome and malabsorption syndrome. Elderly people some conditions serum B12 is pointed to either radioimmunity and skilling test and methylglutamics and figlo excretion test. These are the assay of peripheral blood and bone marrow morphology and gastric. So Crista theorica may be serine deficient, vitamin B12. Today we will discuss about these things like folic acid and cobalamin. Folic acid B9 and cobalamin is B12. Thank you.